I'm going to show you how to turn this into this show-stopping masterpiece. Traditionally, glazed hams have pineapple and cherries all over them. Let's bring this style of glazing into the 21st century. Firstly, by starting the prep on a boneless leg of ham. And today, the lucky contestant is this 2.5 kilogram boneless leg of ham. And we want to glove up for the next part because it can get a bit messy. Remove the boneless leg of ham from its packaging, and we can remove the netting as well. Give it a vigorous but consensual rubbing down with some paper towel. Using a sharp knife, I'll slowly start to make score marks in the skin and the fat. I'll start from one side and slowly work my way over to the other side. Like that. And then once I get to this side, I'm going to change the direction, creating that elusive, lovely diamond pattern we all love to see in a Christmas ham. Place this into a baking tray, ready for the barbecue. Scoring the ham fat is paramount to getting those oohs and ahs at the dinner table. It's time to untraditionalize this ham. Yes, that's a word, maybe a made up word, but it's still a word. Into a small saucepan, you want to cram the following ingredients. Half a cup of pineapple juice, half a cup of cherry juice, a third of a cup of maple syrup, and half a cup of light brown sugar, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and half a teaspoon of nutmeg. Add this to a low flame and keep stirring to bring all the flavors together and to allow the sauce to reduce a little and thicken. After 15 minutes, you can remove it from the heat and it's going to be ready for some saucy time later. Now, if you cringed at the use of pineapple in this recipe, get over it. This isn't pizza. Not using pineapple in this glaze, now that should be illegal. Today, I'm going to be using a 57 centimetre Weber kettle, and I'm going to be pairing it up with one charcoal basket and original heat beads briquettes, because I want to be smoking indirectly with a medium to high temp of around 160 degrees Celsius today. How I'll do that is by filling the charcoal basket with unlit briquettes and dumping them into the chimney starter. That way I know exactly how much fuel I need for this cook. And then lighting them up, and once they're fully alight and dashed over, I'm going to dump them into the charcoal basket that is to one side of the charcoal grate. Don't forget to add a drip pan for anything that might drip down. Don't forget to carefully put your grill back in place. Pop the lid back on, making sure all of the vents are wide open, and we're going to allow that Weber to warm up for 10 minutes. Timing your festive cooks with beers is normal. In fact, it's required. If we start covering the ham with the glaze now, it'll burn due to the sugar content in that glaze. So I like to start the caramelization process by spraying it with pineapple juice before it goes into the Weber. Yeah, that's a good ham. You take it all. Tangy. Now, cooking time for this video will be 1 hour and 15 minutes. Well, for those of you who like to use my beer timer, you're looking at a 3 beer cook. Cheers. Once the barbecue's at temp, we can place the ham in the Weber on the opposite side of that lit fuel. And this is when I'll place some smoking wood in. I'm using one chunk of cherry right on the fuel. Now pop the lid back on, making sure that vent is over our food. That way we're drawing the smoke and the heat over it. We'll leave that alone for 30 minutes. We'll come back and glaze it. Cheers. Now you can use any smoking wood you want. I went with cherry because there's cherry in the glaze. 30 minutes into the cook and we are ready to glaze. The ham is already showing signs of the Maillard reaction, and that is that distinctive browning colour you get when you start cooking food. Now we just need to ramp this up a little bit by adding that glaze we made. Just brushing it over, making sure every part of the ham is covered. Oh, look at that. Then place it back in the barbecue and we'll come back and baste it again in 15 minutes. Tell me that didn't just make your baubles drop. Remove the ham from the barbecue, then place the ham on a chopping board, ready for some serious slicing action. This, when sliced, is going to be the centerpiece of your table. Now using a large knife, you can start slicing the ham, keeping the slices as thin as possible. And the results? The ham is super tasty and still moist. Smut!